What's up, YouTube? Welcome to another episode of the G Show. So, on today's episode, I want to talk about, should Dak Prescott receive the Wentz treatment? As in, should the Cowboys go ahead and move on from Dak? So, the Cowboys this season made it to the divisional round playoff against the 49ers. They end up losing 19-12, and they definitely had their opportunities in the game for sure. For sure. They're facing I believe he was a seventh round backup quarterback, essentially, in Purdy, and they just did not get it done. I mean, I believe the defense played well enough to definitely secure a win for the Cowboys because, the 49ers just weren't like moving down the field. Like going into the fourth, it was a 9-9 game. So that just shows you how close the game was, what the both defenses was doing. So I can't necessarily place the blame on the Cowboys defense. However, they did have that one mistake. I believe it was Wilson. I believe he was number 6, if I'm not mistaken. It was a play, I think like a 3rd and 10. It was 3rd down, and Cowboys blitz, but they got Wilson, I believe, on the hold, so that gave them another set of downs, and I believe that's when the 49ers went ahead and scored. So that was like the only, I guess, major issue that they had as far as defense. But other than that, they had played really, really well. Now, the Cowboys, on the other hand, it was just, they just didn't get the job done. And like I said, they had opportunities. Now, running back Pollock, he did go down, unfortunately. I believe it was in the first half. I know that. I can't remember which exact quarter, but he did go down. However, like I said, they still had chances. Dak did throw 2 interceptions, unfortunately. And, when you're in the playoffs, turnovers hurt you very badly. You essentially have to play a smart game. You have to be at your feet, and this is when details matter. Details matter in the playoff games. And down the end, the Cowboys just missed out on the details. Their last 2 drives at the end of the game was just mind-blowing. It was one situation where they just let the clock, they was just letting so much time go down. And Greg Olsen was also, talking about it on the commentary, like they're just letting so much time run down, and they finally called a timeout. It was just things like that. It just doesn't make any sense. The second to last drive, like I felt they could have did more. It just wasn't good plays. Like I feel like teams should have like their excellent plays, their guaranteed plays, their plays that they know they're guaranteed, to try to get off and be successful. And I just don't feel like that's what the Cowboys were running. That if those were their guaranteed plays, they need somebody totally new, because that was just absolutely terrible. And then you got the last drive was just terrible also. Some big things that really hurt them is, so Schultz, Dak throws a pass to him, routine catch, he goes out of bounds. But the clock is still running because he didn't turn the right way to stop the clock. Those are details. I believe that was Schultz on that play. And then I believe it was again for Schultz when he did the catch, but it wasn't a catch because he didn't get both feet down. Easy routine catch, he just didn't get both feet down. I guess he thought he had more space, but he had plenty of time to drag that other foot. Details like that. So because of that play, they didn't get those yards, and then it was going to be like it was already going to, if he got that, it would put them a little more towards midfield, which of course makes it easier for like a Hail Mary, a more manageable Hail Mary. Now they take that away because he didn't drag his foot, and we're at the last play of the game. So they do this like weird formation with Ezekiel Elliott under center. 49ers call a timeout. Now usually, um, when a team shows their play and then the defense calls a timeout, sometimes, the team will go back out with the same formation, but then sometimes they'll change it, do something different. Cowboys came back out in that same weird formation, and it was a disaster. Nothing even got off. He literally Ezekiel Elliott literally got ran over. Dak throws the ball to the receiver. I don't remember who he threw it to because that receiver instantly got tackled, and that was the game. Like it wasn't even like a long throw. It was like within 10 yards. It was so pathetic. Yeah, it was so pathetic, so disappointing. It was like, this is the best y'all can do. Like I don't know if they were trying to have that play to set up a bunch of laterals. Cause then like at the top, they got the 3 players over there. Like they didn't even move. It was just an awful last play. I would have rather they just set up a regular formation, just let the wide receivers run as far as they can, and just at least attempt it downfield. Because that would have been at least more satisfying. I would have felt like at least y'all tried, but not with what they presented. That last play was just awful. It was just an awful play to end your game. It was essentially like you just gave up. And at this point, I feel like this was one of the years. Like I'm not like a Cowboys fan, but you can't help but to watch the Cowboys because all the sports channels always talk about them. So it kind of like you just want to tune in. It's kind of like the same thing like with the Lakers because of LeBron. It doesn't matter if you're a fan or not. They get talked about so much. You just want to tune in. And so, of course I'm going to follow, the Cowboys, see what's going on. This was actually the first year where I thought they might actually can do something. They were getting a lot of hype all year. I was like, oh, they might can actually do something. But then that last game of the season against Washington, they were so terrible. It was like, wow. But you keep the hope, I guess. Keep the hope to see maybe finally for the Cowboys fans, this might be their year. This might be the time that they finally, actually, not disappoint. However, they disappointed. This was a game I wanted to see. I definitely wanted to see the Cowboys and the 49ers match up. I wasn't for sure who was going to win that game because, you got the third string quarterback, but the 49ers been on the road. They have home field advantage. Cowboys just playing on a short week. Like, it was a bunch of different things. So that was the only game I would usually, when the games come up, I got an idea of who I think is going to win. This one I wasn't sure, and I even tweeted. I was like, the first people to score a touchdown is going to win the game. Haven't forgot that. I forgot that they had scored. The Cowboys had scored an early touchdown, but they had missed. The PAT got blocked, so that had threw me off. So after that, I was like, the person that scores the touchdown from this point is going to win the game. And then that's when 49 end up scoring, and I knew they were going to win the game because you just see how the game is going. It's like, once you saw how the game was going, it's like, okay, the first one to actually get like another touchdown or a touchdown from this point is going to win the game. And that's what happened. As far as Dak as a quarterback, I just feel like Dak is, he's not horrible, but he's not great, of course. He's just, an average mid-tier quarterback, that would be good for a team that, I don't know, that's either rebuilding or good for a team that is okay with just having decent regular season success, like an owner that just want to just have decent team success for the regular season to make their money, something like that. He would do good in an organization like that. But with the Cowboys, it's like they have these high expectations every year, and just disappointment each year. But I did really feel like they had a great chance this year. I don't feel like they're gonna have a great chance next year because you got a bunch of free agents now, and of course you can't pay everyone all that money. A lot of money is going towards Dak. Dak is getting paid $40 million, top quality money, but not a top quality quarterback. Like I said, he'll be good in an organization that just will be okay with being like a winning type of regular season team that's not going to have so much high expectation for postseason. But we've had 7 years with Dak, and I think that the Cowboys should go ahead and do the Wentz treatment. Wentz was with Philadelphia, and the last time Philadelphia won the Super Bowl, they had Nick Foles, their backup, came in and won it. And then, it went back to Wentz and just didn't work out. And, they got rid of him. And as you can see, they have Jalen Hurts. And now the Eagles are back looking like the best team. Like, they look really good. I'm thinking that they have a very good chance, the Eagles, of go ahead and beating the 49ers to advance to the Super Bowl. Like, they've been playing outstanding all year. Even though Jalen Hurts is coming back from his injury, like, I'm just going off how they were playing all year. Like, they have a great chance to go ahead and go back to the Super Bowl. But basically, that's my point. Eagles, they saw Wentz wasn't working out for them. They didn't win that Super Bowl with Wentz. They moved away from him, drafted a new quarterback, Jalen Hurts, and now they're back in the Super Bowl. Whereas with the Cowboys, it's very interesting with their Cowboy fans. It's so crazy because, like, the Cowboys haven't been to the Super Bowl since, like, the 90s, mid-90s. Like, haven't been back close. So, I think it is time to move. I mean, like I said, it's been 7 years. How many more years would you like to see? Now, unfortunately, they've gave Dak this high contract, because it's kind of like next up, you kind of just follow the trend of, I guess, what they're paying quarterbacks. I would play a little more hardball with him because, now you're stuck with the situation with him. Now you're stuck with him and he's average. So it's like you would have did better just playing hardball, trying to get him agree to a lower salary or something. But now you're just stuck with him. So I believe that the Cowboys do need to go ahead and advance off Dak. I like Dak. He seems like a nice guy, good marketability. He's definitely a good player to market for sure for products and things of that nature. But it's just he can't run like he used to in his earlier years, and he's just unfortunately inconsistent, and it appears a turnover liability because he tied to lead the quarterbacks in interceptions this season. And if you forgot, he missed some time. So it's just, I think it's time. It's time. Definitely, if I was the Cowboys organization, I would be scouting a quarterback in the draft to, see who can be developed into a replacement for Dak. Or, I don't think they're going to trade Dak for anybody. But if they can somehow get Lamar Jackson, make it happen. But I don't think that's going to happen. But that would be very interesting. But I don't think it's going to happen. But if they, I don't know if they can't like trade him. I don't see them like trading him anywhere, anything like that. But I would definitely say go ahead and start trying to find a quarterback in the draft that can be developed to be his replacement. And that's all you can do. Try to retain as many people as you can. Trying to find some breakout stars, and build from there. At this point, because like you're gonna let some people go, so all you can do is just try to find some other players in the draft that you can see that can be developed into some outstanding players. And I would say the Cowboys might have to get themselves maybe 1 or 2 years to like maybe take another shot at it, because like I said, they're going to lose some players, and so you're going to lose those players, so you're going to have to develop through the draft. You know, give your draft people a couple years to get acquainted with the NFL, you know, being a professional, and hopefully by then you can move off of DAK's contract somehow via a trade or something like that, and you know, look for a situation where they can potentially try to aim again to get to the Super Bowl. Matter of fact, let's not even shoot for the Super Bowl. I just want them to get to the NFC Championship. I think if they can get to the NFC Championship, a lot of Cowboys will be happy. If they can win the NFC Championship, get to the Super Bowl, you know, I think that if they can win the NFC Championship, get to the Super Bowl, that's damn near like winning the Super Bowl for the Cowboys fans, as long as the drought has been. So I think that's going to be like their first thing to aim for. Just win the NFC, get to the Super Bowl. We're not going to worry about winning the Super Bowl. Just get there and take it from there. I think Cowboys fans will be happy for many years just winning the NFC Championship. So let me know your thoughts. Should the Cowboys move off Dak Prescott? Should they give him the Wentz treatment like the Eagles did, move off him and look for another situation? Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Till next time, later.